This October, the International Maritime Organization, or IMO, is meeting in London to discuss its decarbonization policy. The delegates are considering how to replace fossil fuels and are looking to turn to biofuels instead. But biofuels are usually made from monocrops, such as soya or palm oil, which fuel deforestation and the marginalization of local communities while making climate change even worse. Here are the impacts in their own words. You can help us fight back against this. Tell the IMO not to bank on biofuels. International shipping is responsible for 3% of global carbon emissions, almost as much as a country like Japan, and transports 90% of traded goods, mainly in fossil fuel ships. In April this year, the IMO, the UN agency that regulates global shipping, agreed to a new framework to decarbonize the sector by 2050. But the work is not done yet. This October and throughout the next year, there are 176 IMO member states will meet in London to design the guidelines of the framework that will either greatly reduce or intensify one of the greatest threats to forest, climate, and food security. Currently, all the fuel and technology options are still on the table, including biofuels. The impacts of biofuels are well known in countries in Southeast Asia, Latin America, and elsewhere, where oil palm and soy plantations have displaced communities, grabbed waters and lands, and driven deforestation at an alarming rate. They cut carbon emissions on paper only, while in the real world, they're even worse for the climate than the fossil fuels they replace. Our organization has been watching biofuels closely for nearly 20 years, and we can tell you that they are not a solution for shipping. They are a false solution that lets the shipping industry ignore major carbon emissions while increasing harm to some of the world's most vulnerable communities and ecosystems. Other conservation groups, environmental NGOs, and shipping companies have already raised similar concerns about biofuel use in international shipping. This October, we call on the IMO and its member states to cut ties with biofuels and exclude them from the new shipping decarbonization framework. We need real curbs on carbon emissions from shipping, not greater harm to climate, forests, and people for a false climate solution.